Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Liz, Children's Librarian at the Rahway Public Library, and today we're going to make a craft together and read a story. So today's craft is Gingerbread Boys. All right, and this craft is a little bit more about the process than the product. So we do want to make a nice product, but we're going to be doing lacing, and that is really good for those fine motor skills. Okay, so let's see how we do it. First of all, what supplies did you get in your kit? Everyone should have gotten one piece of brown paper with a template on it. You got a piece of yarn. You got 3 green stickers and 2 googly eyes. And then from home, let's see, we're gonna need glue. You'll need tape. You need a hole punch or another tool you might have at home just to poke holes. And then you will need scissors and also crayons or markers or colored pencils. All right, so let's get started with step 1. Step 1 is to cut out the shape of your gingerbread boy. I'm gonna put you down here so you can see my cutting. All right. So you can cut out your gingerbread boy, gingerbread person. You don't know that it's a boy. Cut. You might need a little help when you cut. And that is a-okay. I am cutting a little bit faster just because of the video. But when you do this, remember to cut slow and on the line. And it might take you longer. Okay. All right, so let's see what our next step is there. I'm gonna get rid of the scraps. Here's our gingerbread person, guy, dude, gingerbread dude. All right, so you're gonna wanna poke a hole in each of the small circles around. All the black circles you want to poke a hole in. And you wanna make sure it doesn't go through. It goes through to the back of the paper, but not out the sides. So I'm gonna use a hole punch. If you have a hole punch at home, use that, or you can also use like one of those knitting needles, perhaps. But so for me, I'm just gonna go around punching holes. This could be very fun for some kids, I am sure. Punching holes right in the hole. Right. Boom. Try to go a little bit faster. Sometimes it hurts when you do it a lot. You gotta switch it up. Oops, I missed that hole, but it's okay. Don't go back if you missed the hole. You don't want to make them too big. Okay. All right. So we've got a gingerbread guy full of holes. full of holes. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is grab your yarn. Got your yarn. You want to tape one end of the yarn to the back of the gingerbread and thread it through one of the holes. So you can pick any. So the front, has the outline and the back doesn't. So what you want to do is tape one end. So one end here. I'm going to tape it down. Okay. All right, and then what we're going to do is take our yarn, right? Ooh, gosh, there's a knot in my yarn. To get that knot out first. All right. So what you're going to do then is poke. So you want to, one end of the yarn is taped down. The other end of the yarn, you're going to begin your lacing. So you're going to go in the back. Okay. Oops. Don't get them caught. Okay. So then what you're going to do is thread all around the holes. Okay, so you go in the hole with the yarn. And out the hole. Okay, so this is just, you don't want to pull too much. This is just something that will help with motor skills. And it's actually nice to do nice and slow. You go over and under. Okay. And if you find that your yarn gets too hard to poke through, you can twist it, or you can put like a little piece of tape to make it more like a shoelace, So go over and then up. And it'll take a little bit. Like this isn't going to be a 5-minute craft. This is definitely going to take a little bit. But it's a fun thing to do. And so the white of the yarn is going to start to look like icing on your gingerbread. But you can't eat this gingerbread. Nope. See, now my yarn is getting a little bit, it's coming apart. Okay. Do 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 do. Put on some music while you're doing this. Put on some good tunes. I can't put on any music because YouTube doesn't like that so much when I do that. But I can have the music in my head. Oops! Don't get caught. Don't get caught up in your yarn. All right, we're still going under and over. Sometimes you might lose your yarn. All right. I'm not even halfway. Oof. I'm not even halfway. All right, I'm halfway now. Oh, now I'm getting it. I'm moving. So sometimes you might want to make some gingerbread to go along with this. In the past at the library, we have made gingerbread houses, which is always fun, and we hope that we will get the chance to do it again next year. But while we can't gather, we can still do crafts at home. Tip, 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 tip. Really though, you can put a little tape on the ends and it helps it go through more. And you're not really lacing anything together. You're just doing the lacing around, but I don't know, I think it's a kind of fun thing to do with some time. Ooh, I'm getting to the end. What's gonna happen when I get to the end? Oh no. See, and that's why you gotta be careful you don't go crazy and pull too hard. Okay, so I'm at the end. What I want to do is I'm going to put it through my top hole. Okay, so that it looks like this. And then now, if you wanted to, you could make it into an ornament by just, there's plenty of yarn. So you could do that. If you want to hang it, it's kind of a nice idea, right? So for me, I'm just going to tape. I'm just going to tape it to the back here. Again, just like the other one. And then I can cut off this. All right, well, he's missing some decor on his body, and I think that we can add that. Okay, so let's see. Does he need some eyes? Does he need eyes? We've got 2 googly eyes. Should we put 2 on? I think so. Let's get our glue. Oops. Do you ever put down too much glue? Sometimes I do that. And then you glue your eyes on. Boop. Boop. Okay, what else do I have? Ooh, I have some buttons. Some stickers that look like buttons. And I'm going to put them right down here. So it looks like he's got buttons. He's wearing a sweater with buttons. What's he missing? A mouth. Give him a little mouth. Some crayons. And there he is, and there you have it. There is my gingerbread boy. You can make him dance. All right, so how about we read a story? It is all about a little bit of gingerbread on the loose. It's called Catch That Cookie. All right, so get comfortable while we read this. It was December, and Marshall's class had heard stories about runaway gingerbread men all week long. Marshall didn't believe a word of it. They can't run for real, he told everybody. No way. Hope you're right, Mrs. Gray said, because we're baking ours today. Marshall gave a nod. He knew he was right. That afternoon, Marshall and his friends poured in the flour, sugar, and some dark, sticky stuff. That's molasses, Marshall told them. Marshall was the mixer, and even when his arms got tired, he kept going with the dough. He couldn't wait to get his cookie. Kudos, Marsh, said Mrs. Gray. You rocked that dough. Marshall gave a nod. He knew he rocked it. Marshall put some good stuff on his gingerbread man. A silver ball belt and 6 eyes. His cookie was looking tasty. Mrs. Gray double-checked the oven door once the gingerbread men were safely inside. Locked, she said. When the timer finally went off, Mrs. Gray said to Marshall, "Fearless leader, take us to the kitchen." But when they looked in the oven, there was nothing inside. They ran away. Everybody yelled, "Let's get them." Marshall didn't buy it. Nope. They left us a clue, said Mrs. Gray. If you can find us, we'll be your snack. But if you can't, we're never coming back. We ran from the oven. We're bored and hot. Now we're hiding in a big black... Henry jumped up. Pot, pot, the big black pot. Inside was another note. Too bad you didn't catch us because we taste like candy. Now we're on vacation on a beach that's sandy, everybody yelled. The sand table. They all started running, everybody but Marshall. He turned that pot over and ran his hand around the inside. He felt something soft and small. A raisin. Marshall put it right in his pocket. At the sand table, Mrs. Gray read the next note. Whoa, she said. Bad handwriting. You didn't find us this time, and a hee-hee-ho. You thought we might be slow because we're only made of dough. We're very fast cookies, and we also like to brag. See if you can find us. We'll be playing tag, said Avery. They can't run, said Marshall. Can sew, said Avery. Let's go, said Mrs. Gray. Everybody ran to the gym. Well, everybody but Marshall. Can I see that clue, he asked. The writing was bad. No way, it was Mrs. Gray's. The next clue was on the bleachers. We've had a great time and we haven't made a mess. We're very impressed that you're trying your best. If you don't find us this time, the game's all done. You'll have lost and the G-Men will have won. That's not a clue, said Henry. They were stuck, they were hungry, and they wanted to win. Everybody huddled together. But Marshall sat down, considering the evidence. The raisin in his pocket and the bad handwriting. What if the G-Men could run? That's when he saw the silver ball on the gym floor. There was only one place it could have come from. Then he saw the footprints. There were gingerbread footprints, hundreds of them. Marshall didn't make a sound. Those guys played hard, he thought. They've got to be tired. That was it. They're taking a nap, Marshall hollered. Everyone searched, in the bleachers and under the mats. No luck. Had the G-Men won? If I needed a nap, thought Marshall, I'd go to bed. They're in the doll corner, he yelled. Marshall led the way this time. And there were the little gingerbread men, sound asleep in the doll bed. Marshall's guy was right there in the middle, minus an eye and a ball from his belt. He must have been the ringleader. Everyone cheered. They had caught the G-Men. Hooray! Marshall gave his cookie back his eye. You really can run, he said. Good sleuthing, said Mrs. Gray. Marshall gave a nod. He knew he had good sleuthing, whatever that was. Oops. When Marshall's dad came to pick him up, Marshall kept his G-Man close. Dad, Marshall said, once they were in the car. Yeah, bud? Lock the doors. "Why's that?" said his dad. "So my cookie can't get out," said Marshall. "They can run for real, you know." His dad gave a nod. He knew they could run. The end. So thank you for sharing a story with me and making our gingerbread person. I hope that you had a great time. I will see you next time for another craft. Bye.